Okay, to start off JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, a man named George Joestar gets into a crash with him and his family that kills his wife and his son survives. A man named Dario Brando comes down to try to hopefully get something valuable off some dead people. But George Joestar wasn't dead and he misreads Dario's intentions. So he says he owes him his life. Moving on, Dario dies and he sends his son Dio Brando to go live with the Joestars. And then we meet the main character, Jonathan Joestar, aka Jojo. Jonathan saves a damsel in distress, Arena Pendleton. Well, he gets beat, but he still saves her. Moving on, Jonathan tries to greet Dio and he brings out his inner Michael Vick and kicks Jonathan's dog. Before they can start fighting, Jonathan's dad stops them. As Dio is living there, he makes Jonathan's life horrible, but then Arena comes back and makes Jonathan happy again. But then Dio ruins that for him too.
Uh, Irina, wait! Why'd she run off? Was it something I said?
Your girl's for the streets! Hearing this, Jonathan rushes home to fight Dio. After getting beat by Jonathan, Dio puts his dog in the incinerator. Okay, 7 years later, Jonathan and Dio become friends for some reason, and George Joestar becomes sick. But it turns out Dio was poisoning him, so Jonathan goes to Dio's hometown to find a cure, and that's where we meet Speedwagon, a family friend spanning for literally a century. Meanwhile, Dio finds a stone mask that ejects spikes into the wearer's head when blood touches it. He plans to use this on Jonathan. When he tests it on someone, they turn into a vampire and almost kill Dio. Moving on, Jonathan finds a cure and gives it to his father. When they try to arrest Dio, he stabs George Joestar and puts on the mask and becomes a vampire. Shortly after, the house catches on fire and Jonathan pushes Dio inside, killing him and getting out safe. He's not dead! Soon after, the model waifu Arena comes back and tends to Jonathan's wounds. And then we meet the Drip Lord himself, Baron Zeppeli. He teaches Jonathan how to control hormone.
Don't do it!
Moving on, they get led into a graveyard where they find Dio and he releases the world. Oh shit, not there yet. He brings two knights back from the dead, Tarukas and Bruford. Jonathan fights Tarukas, and with him being so honorable, he heals his anger. But then Bruford traps Jonathan in a chain death match. Long story short, Zeppeli gets cut in half, and before he dies, he gives Jonathan the last of his hormone. With his new power, Jonathan takes out Bruford with ease. After after that, they meet Dyer, Straightso, and Tom Petty. All of them go off to defeat Dio. When they find Dio, Dyer moves Jonathan aside and says, "Hold on, I got this," and gets smacked. Then someone with actual relevance fights Dio and kills him. He's still not dead! Oh my god! After assuming Dio was dead, they destroy the mask. Jonathan and Arena get married, and then they go on a boat, head to the U.S. But then, surprise, surprise, Dio is still alive. He tries to take Jonathan's body, but Jonathan blows up the ship, taking Dio along with him. Arena escapes with a baby she finds on the boat, and in Dio's coffin. And that's the end of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 1. Part 2 coming soon. Alright, so like, subscribe, and yeah.